following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, and welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit. I'm your host, Christine Lalonde, and this is the podcast where we uncover the truth about online dating. Now let's begin. Good afternoon, everybody. Good day, good day. This is Christine. I'm your host.
And this is Gabby, your co-host.
Hey, Gabbers. How are you doing this week?
Oh, just living the dream and life of dating and COVID.
God, everybody's dropping like flies, and
Aren't they?
It's terrible. It's terrible. Every day I hear of new people that I know having COVID, and it's just terrible.
Yeah, it's running rampant, but that's when us single people resort to internet dating.
Yeah. So
Yay.
Today we're actually going to talk about dating profiles and how to write the right one for you, a killer one, how to do the best, pictures to put yourself in the best light. I want to talk about our profiles for a second. So
Okay.
I try pretty hard, I think, to be as frank or as honest or as upbeat and forward and informational as possible on mine. I try not to do them too long because people don't, guys have a little bit of a attention span there, short attention
Or
span.
none.
We don't mean to guy bash. We
No,
love men.
not at all.
We love men, but the problem is that we're searching for the right man and struggling with that. So my profile, I do 3 or 4 basic headshots, and then I do 2 to 3 body shots, but where I'm actively doing something. Like,
Oh, you're much better than I am.
I'm dressed up for a wedding. I'm in a dress. The other one, I am ziplining, or I think I'm about to surf or body surf. And then another one, I'm actually stand-up paddleboarding. So I try to show that I'm active. And in my profile, I do list all the things that I like to do. I say things like I'm a small town girl from Wyoming, living in Los Angeles. I always say, this is what I'm looking for. And I lay it out. Basically, an emotionally available guy, a physically available guy, somebody who, has a great life, but is open to have a great girl be part of his life. I say very clearly, I am not here for hookups, one night stands. I'm here for the long haul. I'm not saying that the first time we meet, we're going to be in a relationship, because it's weird how guys think that if you're looking for a relationship, that's what you're going to expect from them immediately. We're not expecting that shit. We're expecting you to be there and get to know us. So
my profile
that's pretty
is a little different.
How's yours?
Mine, I have about 3 to 4 pictures, maybe 1 body shot, and then more like selfies, or maybe 1 with a friend. And then my profile's pretty generic. I feel like it doesn't have, like, I think that's something I have to work on, like more of my personality, but I feel like people don't really read it too much.
Yeah.
Because I have to reiterate, especially being in Wisconsin, that I'm more of a liberal, and that is a big deal here.
Yeah, you're in a different color state than what you want to be.
I'm in a swing state, and that can be make or break for people.
Yeah.
And it can be make or break for me on how far on the opposite side you are for me.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with everything I think or whatever, but there has to be some respect and difference of opinion. But mine's kind of like, born and raised in LA, moved to Wisconsin 4 years ago, love LA sports,
Do you say anything about yourself, like your personality?
I'm fun. I like long walks on the beach, and I'm looking for a relationship. I'm looking for my next, or for that, like, soulmate. It's just like, I'm looking for the real thing.
Right.
Love to go out, some of bars, like breweries, festivals, traveling. Jewish. I put Jewish tattooed. I mean, it's pretty kind of generic. I have been trying to stay clear of this is a big one for us girls, those pictures that have a filter.
Oh yeah.
I've been trying, but
I've never used a filter.
there's some like attachment anxiety that I have, like removing and like just being there.
I think we're better off never using the filter, because then we give them the chance to see the best us version of our real selves, instead of thinking they're going to see one thing and then they're like, wait a minute. I'd rather
True.
never have that wait a minute moment. I've had that wait a minute moment with lots of men. It's
for
not so much a
sure.
filter. It's maybe an old picture, or they're wearing a hat and then they are bald, which I don't care about bald, but let's own it. Yeah.
Own it. And look, like every time I've ever seen a man's profile and they say their height, I lower it by at least 2 inches, because they're never honest about it ever.
Do you know what I do? That I look at their pictures. So say they have 4 or 5 pictures. I look at them, I line them all up, I looked at them, and then I pick the worst picture they have on there, and I assume that's what he looks like.
Then I'm going to be single forever. If that's the case, see, like I'm trying to be like, benefit of the doubt. Like if there's crappy pictures and I find one that I like, ding, okay, sparks my interest, I'll swipe. You, on the other hand, if I went your way, I'm going to be that bitch with 9 cats.
Well, I find that they typically look like that one picture that catched them at that right moment, that really shows who they are.
Let a girl dream, okay? Let a girl dream.
I know.
But
let's face ourselves in reality here, Gabby. I mean, what are we gonna do? Oh, yeah. I found some crazy profiles. I want to see the one that you were telling me you found, that you were like dying to show me. I want to see this.
So I was scrolling through Facebook, or not Facebook, Bumble in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where you get a lot of country boys and
farmers.
You get a lot of farmers, blue collar. I love a man in uniform. Right. But then I get this.
Oh, is that a girl's name or a guy's name?
It's a man. It's a girl's name. It's a man that said, "Would you be interested in helping me explore my feminine side?"
Oh, he's in a dress. I get that a ton here in I get that here in LA. I get it all the time in LA. I'm not interested. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of women out there who that floats their boat, and that's cool.
I literally put the app away and opened a bottle of wine. I'm like, what? I mean, what about, like, there's sites for that, and I respect that. Like, but dude.
Yeah. I want to be the only one in the dress and heels, unfortunately.
Yeah. But like, there is no face pic. I mean, not that I really even want to see this person's face. And, to each his own, if that's your thing, not hating that part. But I'm here to find a man. If I wanted to find a woman, I would have done same gender.
Right. Or put that you were bi or interested in both, or,
Right. Or I don't really know how that app goes, but literally, like, the bottle had a hole in it.
Right.
I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of seeing men only have sunglasses on with always in a group. Every picture is a group of men.
Oh, if a guy does a profile with a bunch of group, in the past, I would have looked for the same person in each picture and hunted it out. I don't have time to waste it.
Time for that?
Next, I swipe.
Then I'm like, there was one guy that literally his profile on his Bumble, I wish I took a picture of it, I did not, was his child. And then his child was in every picture. And I'm like, look, like, I'm not against one, like, single parents, like, to each his own, but I'm not trying to fuck your child.
Yeah, I don't want to have,
disgusting.
I don't want to.
You have a child, that's great. It needs to be you, and then bring them up later. They don't need, maybe be in one picture,
Right,
Then
right.
don't be
But
in
not
any
in
of them.
every
You could
picture.
be a father. You can be like, that's your life. That's your world. I get it. I respect it. But you're on a dating
Dating
site.
site.
I
Yeah,
don't need to see that
who
shit.
exposes their kids anyway? You know what I find, Gabby, though, that 9 times out of 10, those guys who have a lot of their children's pictures on their profile, those are not him. Those are fake profiles, those are scamming profiles, those are catfishing profiles. They are trying
Catfishing
to
who? Are
well,
they
see,
trying to get a sugar mama for me and my kid? Like,
no,
what kind of
no,
woman be like,
honey,
you know what?
no. What
Yes.
they're trying to do, let me explain what they're trying to do here. They're trying to bank on your sympathy or your heartstrings or the mom gene. Okay. So what they're doing is they're using other men's pictures that they found on Facebook or online, and they take all those pictures and they put them on. It's just like the guys who reach out to you and say, "Oh, I lost my dear wife 3 years ago and it's just my child and I." They're looking for you to go, "Oh, look at the children. Oh, he's a dad. Oh, yeah." What you have to do is look for the guy that has the dog in the picture or the cat in the picture, because that is actually showing that they are willing to commit long term to something other than themselves. They're taking care of somebody other than themselves. That's been the new trick for me these days. That's what I've been doing.
And a big trigger word for me is like, they just want, something casual. You're on a dating site.
Right.
And
Yeah.
why are you swiping right to me when I'm straight up saying I want a relationship?
Oh yeah. That's tricky for me too. I feel the same way. Well,
Or you see that I want kids and you say you don't. Or my favorite, okay, see, we can go on forever with these.
we're
My
going to
favorite
later.
is when like I'm 38, like I'm fine with my age, like I got my shit together, I know my stuff. If you're in your mid 30s, gentlemen, and you don't know if you want kids, you don't want kids.
Right.
Like you shit or get off the pot.
Yes.
Like there is no I don't know. You're 42 and you don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
today we're actually going to bring someone on to help us talk about profiles and our pictures and all those other fun things. We have a dating coach. She's also a matchmaker. She's a
nice.
dating app profile writer. Her name is Lori Mendelsohn, and she's the bomb. So let's welcome Lori to the show.
Hi,
Hello.
Lori.
Fun. Oh my God, listening to these stories.
Isn't it crazy?
There's hope for us gals.
What can I say? You know, when I go out with guys, I hear a lot about the guys who have the same problem. They see girls with the filtered pictures or no body pictures, or you know, it's a big problem. I think what my issue is a lot is I literally state exactly what I want, exactly who I am, and exactly what I do for fun in my profile. And every single question out the gate is, what are you looking for and what do you do for fun? I'm like, do you read? I mean, do you read?
They're just looking at your pictures.
Yeah, it's so annoying. So, Lori, tell us about you.
Yes, I would love to. So I have been a matchmaker since the wonderful young age of 19. I started fixing people up who I knew, who I was going to college with. And over the years, it resulted in 16 marriages, also including my business, grandchildren, great grandchildren. And the way I do it is I do it on a very soulful level. It's an intuitive level. It's not based on common interests. It's just based on this intuition that I have that just always seems to work.
Nice.
And that's what really differentiates the way that I do matchmaking than the majority of a lot of matchmakers.
Nice. I love that.
In the pandemic, I had a plethora of people signed up for matchmaking for me. And I'm also in the Milwaukee area, by the way.
Woo, Milwaukee.
It's a Milwaukee kind of night. And sadly, with the shutdown, no one could go out. So I hate using this word, but I'll use it, pivot my business. And I started doing dating coaching based on what I had learned going through a divorce at 61 years old,
Wow.
and catering to men and women in my age demographic. So my sweet spot are people 50 and older who have been in long-term relationships, who are out of divorce, who are either widowed or widowers, and haven't done this for a while. And they get on these
Yeah.
dating apps and they're like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah.
What can he write back?
Scary.
It's,
Scary.
yeah, and it's almost like muscle memory.
Yeah.
You need to keep doing it. You get in the groove. You get used to not hearing from people. You get used to being evaporated, I call it, when they unmatch you. And you're like, well, I thought we were having a really great conversation, but who am I to know?
Yeah,
So-
it's hard not to take that personally, and people need to learn really quickly. Just let it go and walk away from that as quickly as you can, or you'll get caught up in the fact that hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, precisely. And go and lead with the attitude. That's not your person. The next, the next one, your person is looking for you just the way that you're looking for them. Maybe not on an app, but they're out there looking for you. And
Absolutely.
so I started writing dating app profiles, and I do a very different way of the way that you were saying, Christine. I really like to make it a story, and I like the reader to read that profile and say, I see myself with that person. I see myself in their life.
Yeah.
I don't list what I want. I don't list my must-haves. All of us girls have this non-negotiable list, and the wants. Every girl wants a guy who's 6'2". I can't figure it out why. But
it makes us feel feminine. I'll tell you why. It makes us feel feminine, and it helps us feel like we've got this big, strong, tall guy who's gonna protect us. It goes
Because I'm not 5'3" and 100 pounds.
Yeah, and I'm, and it seems that the guys who are 6'2" end up with the guys who end up with the women that are 5'2", and I'm tall and I'm 5'8", and I'm really fine with my own height, even a little shorter or taller. For me, I'm going for the character of the guy. He's got to be a mensch, and Gabby, you know that word. For those listening who don't know what a mensch is a Yiddish word for a man of honor. He does what he says he's going to do. He does not let you down, and he shows up like a grown-up. That's a mensch. That's what
shows up like a grown-up. I love that. That is a good one.
Yeah.
That resonates.
Yeah, good. So I have a great opening line on my Bumble profile. At least I think that's which is the important thing anyway, right?
Give it, girl.
So mine is, I want my toes to curl when we kiss. Okay? That's my first line. Now, it's written this way for a reason. I do want my toes to curl when we kiss. I do. I'm not lying. But it also, men are task oriented. They like being involved. They like helping. They like doing. So this gives a man a job. Okay, he's reading it. He goes, well, she's not so bad looking. She wants her toes to curl. I can do that. I can do that. I'm going to keep reading. Let's see what else she has to offer. And
I'm going to start that out with that. I'm going to
write that down, Christine.
It's like a call to action,
Yeah.
We have to think as women how the male brain thinks. Is there a place for me with this woman? If we write, I want, the guy has no place in this relationship. It's, well, where do I fit in? So that's my strategy, and that's how I write.
So what kind of advice are you giving people who are just starting out to write their profiles, other than, giving them a task? What else are they looking to do? What's the best thing that they should be writing?
Well, they should write a story. So for example, on my non-Bumble profile, the way that I wrote mine, and I don't remember it verbatim, but it is on a Saturday afternoon, if I don't have anything else to do, I load my pups in the back of my car, and I love driving through the countryside, listening to loud grunge music and singing along. Would you like to be my co-pilot?
Are you a genius?
Like, it makes me almost like mad. Like, why didn't I fucking think of that?
Well, I know. I'm fucking smart. And
That's why I do what I
pretty
do.
savvy.
That's
Why didn't
That's why I do what I do.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Lori,
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
Gabby.
keeping you.
Just know who's number one, Christine, okay?
Yeah, okay. We are
Me
keeping her.
always.
Always. Lori is really amazing to have a gab session with, like Gabby, because Lori sparked some real crazy, amazing shit in my brain, and Lori and I came up with something that someone's going to know about real soon. We cannot really talk about it here. Let's just say that we created a new dating television show that I'm going to be pitching to some real big people in LA, Hollywood, within the next 3 or 4 weeks. But Lori said something to me in a conversation about a week or so ago that just made my brain explode. So I was like, Lori has to be on our show. So we're writing stories.
Yes, we're writing.
We are giving a call to action.
Yeah, and I also because I like to think that I'm funny. I think no one else has to, but I think I'm quite.
We're all pretty snappy.
I entertain myself. My dogs never complain, but I did as a goof. I wrote, my must-haves are number 1, a pulse. Number 2, the ability.
What's your number 2?
I just stopped at number 1, a pulse.
A pulse. I'm writing this shit down.
My level, my bar is not very high. You have to have a pulse. The next one is that you realize if food is dribbling out of your mouth while we're dining, that you know that you can take a napkin and dab it. You also recognize that if there's food on your shirt when you put your shirt on before our date, you're going to realize maybe I should change. And, those kinds of fun things, that a guy who has a sense of humor, hopefully will get my sense of humor. Because for me, these dating profiles should be fun. Like
Gabby's jaded.
There was one, I wish I could remember it, but it was the most brilliant profile I've seen a man write. It was, I'm the world's most interesting man. The police pull me over randomly just because they want to talk to me.
I might use that one.
It was, I can't remember all of them, but it was along that line. He took a lot of like commercials from the 70s and from the 80s and turned it into him. And it was just really entertaining. He was kind of a whack job after.
Oh, see.
But he was funny.
Oh, you just inspired me. Maybe I'll do that priceless one. Walk on the beach cost blah, blah, blah for the gas to get there. Out to dinner cost blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Going to the movies cost blah, blah, blah. Meeting me, priceless.
Priceless. I love that.
I'm going to do it. I'm changing all my profiles today.
Yeah.
Literally, mine's going to say requirements, a pulse.
There you go.
Yeah, Gabby's
That's
got
literally it. That's all it's going to say. You, ideal man, also known as you, question mark?
Why not? Why not?
Oh my gosh.
God, can you imagine the men that I would find in Milwaukee?
Oh, well, that frightens me, Gabby. knowing the men in Milwaukee. Yes. But I don't, I don't give up hope. I have met many great men in the Milwaukee area. There wasn't chemistry between us, but that doesn't make them bad men.
You're right.
they'll be great for someone else.
It's true.
I love that. So
Yeah.
what kind of advice would you be giving somebody? Like say as like a dating coach, as a profile writer, what's a really good thing that we can give our listeners today? Like some kind of advice to get them on the road to online dating.
Well, I feel the most important thing is to use online dating, if we're talking about that particular sector of dating, is this should be one of the things in your toolbox. It shouldn't be your only method of meeting people.
Right.
You know, you should be involved in community. If you go to church or temple or what have you, that's a great opportunity. You can join clubs. You know, you could be involved in sporting leagues. That is a great way to meet men. You know, I just spoke to someone yesterday who lives in Park City, Utah, and he said the slopes are filled with men. Where are the women? That would be a great place for them, you know, to meet single people. But
yeah, we're bundled up with goggles and gloves and face things, and we're falling down and cold and wishing that we had a hot toddy and a hot man by a fire.
Yeah.
And I'm not as athletic as I used to be. I did try the softball league when I first moved to Wisconsin, to Milwaukee. I joined the Jewish league, which not the most athletic people in the bin. I hit the ball, surprising, longest 90 feet of my life. And then when I finally hit the bag, my ankle rolled and I had to go to urgent care because I badly sprained my ankle. It blew up like 3 times its size.
Oh.
See, my fantasy is that all the way to the hospital that there's a single doctor that wants. You know.
I'm a nurse. I'm still looking for those.
There are no hot doctors in Milwaukee?
No.
Okay, then I'm not moving to Milwaukee.
But there were some bomb-ass firefighters last week when my alarm went off at 1 a.m. I made sure I looked at each finger, like to make sure, like, was there a ring? Was there not a ring? I was like, I was all perking up and stuff. Like it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I looked like I got hit by a Mack truck because I bolted ceilings, so I couldn't reach the alarm to dismantle it. So, oh my God. But when they rolled in with their outfits, I was just like, get the rabbi.
Get the rabbi.
I'm a dress, Gabby. Yeah. So would you like a couple more tips?
Yes.
Would love it. Please.
Okay. So use this as part of your toolbox for finding people, and don't take this so seriously.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't connect with someone, he's not your person. I hate to be this blunt, but get over it. You know, he's not the only man in the world. She's not the only girl in the world. Just keep moving forward and remain as positive as you can. And I know that's sometimes really hard, especially for people just starting out. You know, they don't get that people come and go and they can unmatch you for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
They don't know the scammers yet, you know, and I know you're going to be doing a show about that. You know, not everyone out there behind the screen is a true person. So, and don't get it in your mind that you're in a relationship with someone because you're texting them.
Women see hot guys that are coming on to them or talking to them, and then they start seeing wedding bells and children down the road and the white picket fence and the, you know, Lexus car, you know. Then when they're ghosted or they are, you know, don't hear back from them again or something goes wrong, then they think, oh my God, something's wrong with me. What did I do? You know, what's happening? So,
yeah. So that brings me to a good point, Christine, which is set your expectations really low.
That's what I was talking about with the pictures. I picked the worst picture. If I can handle the worst picture, we're golden. If I can't handle the worst picture, next. Because you got to set your expectations low.
And I'm going to be single forever.
Okay, now, Gabby, that is not a positive attitude, Missy.
Tell her. Lori, give it to her.
That is not a positive attitude.
What side are you on, Christine?
I listen to this every week.
Yes,
I know the drill.
Yeah,
she needs to hear it from someone other than me. The universe hurts us to help us. That's the first thing I say. Second thing I say, there's two real solid things that I have to always think about. The universe hurts us to help us. Sometimes we think we've found something amazing and it destroys us or walks away and it's hurt us, but it's helping us because it wasn't the right person. The other thing, don't you agree?
I absolutely agree.
The other thing I say is I do not chase, I attract. What is meant for me will come to me.
Absolutely.
Because when I
Hallelujah.
find myself being too forward or too aggressive with somebody or someone, I have to stop. I say that to myself because then I go, I'm leaning back. It's time for them to lean forward. And if they do not, then the universe is telling me there's somebody else for me.
Mhm.
And if I'm not, then if there's not, then I'm single for a while longer.
And Gabby's ready to throw a punch at us.
She is. She's like, fuck this shit. I want a man. I want a man now.
Well, Gabby, when the Bucks, I don't know baseball's, I don't know sports schedules, but when the Bucks start playing again, that whole area of whatever it's called, Bucktown or whatever, is filled with men. Filled, packed.
Yeah, but with COVID, I'm a nurse. I go between 4 hospitals. I can't expose myself like that.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, this is tough times.
It's really, it's really hard. When it calmed down a little bit, I was going to, sports bars and everything, but with this, with the last, I want to say like 5 months, 4 months, maybe even, I've thought about that. What is it? Deer District. It's called Deer District. And hell yeah. And Brewers games, I'm a huge sports fan. So I'll go to sports bars to watch it and go to games. Bucks games are a little expensive for them not being my team. So if they play the Lakers, I'm all in, but and I am not about to go to a Packers game and freeze my ass off. I love football, but I'd rather be in a fucking bar with a beer in my hand, nice and warm with a bathroom right there, than be fucking cold, negative 20. You know what I'm talking about, Lori?
Yes, I do.
And I have to, if I was up there, I'd have to drink a lot of fucking beer to stay warm, and then I'm going to be peeing every 5 minutes once I break the seal. It's not a win-win. Unless I have one of those booths or those the boxes. But I don't know anyone that has a box.
Well, we're gonna manifest that you are going to meet someone who has one.
We are manifesting that. I've been talking about manifesting with Gabby a lot lately. So Lori, what would you suggest let's talk about COVID now. Let's talk about in the times of COVID. If we're using online dating as just one of our tools and we want to go out and have the opportunity to meet other people, what do you suggest? I know that it's not hiking weather yet out there.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is here.
Gabby. Well, Gabby.
I'm sorry, Gabby.
Are we in the same place?
Yes.
There's snow on the ground. What are you talking about?
Here's the key to winter sports in Wisconsin. You put on everything that you own and then more, and then you wrap your couch around you. I'm kidding. But you dress in layers and you invest, and I made this investment 7 years ago. You invest in a really, really warm coat.
Yeah, I got one. Those are nice.
Yeah, but you're not sexy in all those layers. You can't show the curves. You can't show that you're,
No, you can't. You can't.
Men are visual. Men are going to see that and go, oh, well, what's that white puffy thing called?
A puffer coat?
No, that guy that.
Oh, the Michelin Man.
Yeah, the Michelin Man. I'm not going to dress up like the Michelin Man. I'm not going to get a man being Michelin Man.
Well, we're being very Wisconsin specific here.
Well, that's most of the Midwest, right now, anywhere where it's cold, even the East Coast.
It's true. But you can still have a cute hat and cute gloves.
True story. I could look super cute all bundled up when I'm outside, but then I do a striptease when I go into Target because I have all the layers on.
Yeah.
Gabby's down the aisle going, da, 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 da. Here comes off the scarf. So is there things that you would suggest for us to do, places to go that we could have the possibility of meeting somebody without it being too crazy with people?
Are you saying that you've already arranged this date, or are you saying that you just randomly run into this person?
I'm looking to go and be active and do something to put myself in a position to possibly find other people who are single.
Okay. I would suggest meetup groups, which are prevalent in every single city, and they have hundreds of activities.
Yeah, that's a great one. Mhm.
You join a club, and this club I'm going to recommend is if you have gone to a university that they have an alumni organization. So you join this club and you meet like-minded people who went to the same school as you, and they have activities with you. Also,
Okay.
business networking events are a great place to meet men and women.
Okay.
Volunteering, like, for example, I know we're working in COVID here, but serving meals at a church, a group activity is a great place to meet other people. Now, they may not be single, but they may know someone who is single that they say, I've got someone for you. I think volunteering is a really, really good thing, and it shows that you have a big heart. And you want to, and if that's important to you, which I don't know any women that it isn't important to, that you also meet a man who has a big heart. You could volunteer at an animal shelter as well. Walking taking dogs out, cleaning cages, that kind of thing. They always.
I couldn't do that one. I would bring all of them home.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that one.
It's very hard.
Maybe the food thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are some ideas. I say that you have an opportunity to meet people wherever you go. If you just smile, if you look up, if you make eye contact, even though you can't see more than this, people can still see a smile, right? You could still give out your phone number. You can still have a video chat. We're not wearing masks. You can see what that other person looks like and see if it goes anywhere. I also recommend don't have a coffee date. Everyone's like, we'll just meet for coffee. We'll just meet for coffee. Coffee is boring and dull, and you're sitting across from someone who you may not like. It's just a shorter dinner. And if you do something fun, if you're outdoors and you're doing something together, you have more fun. Dating should be fun. It shouldn't be an inquisition. It shouldn't be a downer.
Yeah.
It should be fun, playful.
That's true. And I mean, it seems now it's like, do you want to grab a drink? Do you want to get coffee? It's something, and it's like an interview, like you said, it's like an interview, and it seems it's not that fun.
It's not fun at all. Who really wants to have an inquisition? I don't. Not at all.
It's like, sit down and go, so tell me about you.
I know.
Who is this?
I know. Well,
all right, let's see if you check off my boxes.
I have my list right here. Hold on a minute. Okay, so you check this one. Okay, now, where are you in this, realm of the world on this? What are your politics? Let's talk about sex. What are your sexual fantasies and desires?
Here's a good question. Now, with politics, because, politics is one of the things that, is a touchy one for Midwest. When is the right time to ask that question?
Is politics important to you, Gabby?
Well, it's not necessarily politics, but it's become very it's become a divider, and it's become a mindset where you are categorized. I want to say over the last, 8 years, I think before that, I never asked who someone voted for or their political views, but it comes up first date a lot of the time. Some people put it in their, I've had to put it because it's, I've had a lot of negative experiences when I'll go on a date and we have very different views on things, and people are not respectful of the fact that I have a different view than they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been called a libtard out here. I don't know how many times.
Yeah. So Gabby, I would recommend in your first conversation, and I don't know what your process is, when you meet someone online, walk me through what you do.
We chat a little bit on the site, and if I'm, if there's a good vibe and there seems general interest on both sides, maybe like after 2 days of like talking on 3 days and talking on the site, either he or I will say, hey, why don't we move this to texting? And then it's, when can we get together? I don't want to spend so much time texting.
Mm-hmm.
I want to meet you in person to see if there's chemistry, and then see in person how we are in person, and then go from there. Like, I'm not one of those pen pal people that wait a month before they meet them in person.
Right.
Like,
right.
Let's meet now.
So here's what I suggest, that you stay on the apps and then you set up a Zoom call.
Okay.
So you can see this person. You're not wasting your time getting dressed, driving, going out, taking off your pajama bottoms and going to a bar or going to a restaurant or going for a hike or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. Because as you and I both know, a lot of people's pictures look nothing like them. And you want to save yourself and the person who you're dating the embarrassment of you arriving and going, who are you?
Right.
Are you said you're Steve. You're not Steve. I mean, that happened to me many, many years ago. The guy looked no more like his picture than I look like Donald Trump. There's no likeness at all. And it was really difficult to have that date with him. I wanted to just leave. But
Yeah.
I think if you can shorten the process, if you like each other on video, then you're more than likely to get along in person. I don't like.
I think that's a really good idea, and they do offer that.
Yes, they do. I know on Bumble they do that. You can do like video.
Yeah.
chat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I would recommend that, and not take a long time. And I don't know about you. Do you date more than one person at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I learned that lesson. Don't put all my eggs in one basket, because I got ghosted for I don't even know what reason. Like, they just stopped talking, and and I think that by only seeing that one person, to me, I am like, that kind of investment into one person is kind of like a borderline relationship.
Yes.
So no, I will see more than one person. Like, right now I'm talking to 4 men.
Mm-hmm.
I've met one in person.
Straight?
Huh?
How do you keep everyone straight?
Oh my God, most of them have like the first letter of C. So like, but I did go on one date, not last night, the night before. And it was I had a really good date with him. Only, I mean, I'm limiting myself. Like, I'm only doing 3 drinks. We were there for like 4 hours sipping on beer and just talking. We laughed a lot, good eye contact. I mean, like, I really enjoyed his company. So I would definitely see him again. I was supposed to go out with someone after this, but he is a police officer, and I guess one of his friends was shot in Milwaukee. So he is dealing with that. And which I totally understand. Then there's one that has a son who, not that because he has a son, but it just like, he kind of sent me an over the pants penis shot, like a crotch shot. I've gotten so many dick pics, Lori, I can't even begin. I mean, I started like Googling dick pics and sending them back to the men saying, oh, you like your dick? Check this one out. They're like, what the fuck? I never really hear from them again when I do that. But like, I make sure like it's like giant, like, dude, if you're going to send me a dick pic, it better be like a fucking porn star dick.
Gabby, I've never gotten a dick pic. And I don't know if that's good or if I'm missing out.
Actually, I think it was our first, I forgot her name though. She was lovely. Our first guest, I think she was in her early 70s, late 60s. And on her first dating, like from dating app, meeting him in person. It was a lunch date and he ordered a bottle of wine or something. He walked her to her car and literally pulled his pants down and showed her his seven. Like, I'm like, you're showing your dick to my grandma kind of thing. Like, what the fuck? It's not uncommon. They want full body shots. They're like, oh, show me more of you. Like I don't do that.
I'm really I said that I've never gotten a dick pic, that I won't be bombarded now with dick pics.
You've sent it out into the universe. You've put it out into the universe. And Christine's calling me right now, so I'm not sure. Okay. Christine.
Yes,
Yeah.
Here she is.
I have votes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, Christine can vouch for, like, she's gotten crazy dick pics because, and the thing is, it's like, we got to a point, both Christine and I were like, I'll fucking send them to her. I'll be like, look what this guy just sent me. Because it's like, I can't take you seriously now. Like what are you, prude?
Christine,
No.
Can you hear us? No, she can't. Well, you know what I thought I would do? I brought one of my many, just one of my many dating app profiles that I wrote, that I thought that,
Yay!
If we ran into technical difficulties,
I want to hear it.
Okay, so here we go. So this client is in her 50s. She is a real estate agent. She's in the Chicagoland area. And I want to preface it by saying that she got guys from all over the country who had seen this and said, I know that I'm out of your geographical area, but your profile is so good, I just had to comment on it, which made me feel great and
okay.
her feel good.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hi.
So sorry, for some reason I got popped into backstage and then I got booted off and then I was not allowed to get back in. I do not know what was happening. I could see you guys, but you couldn't see me. So I'm back.
It's okay. Lori's going to read that profile.
Okay. So let's remember, she's a real estate agent. So it goes like this. The first line, which is the most important attention grabber. Everyone remember that, okay? Just listed, new to market, won't last long. Okay? 1960s modern. Now remember, you only have 300 characters. So
right.
You got to work magic with these words. 1960s modern, great bones, upgraded finishes, music, languages, great cooking, love of travel, and sports are all inclusive in this rare listing. Seeking new owner who doesn't need a gut job and appreciates fine craftsmanship, integrity, and character details.
That's
fucking awesome.
Thank you.
It is amazing.
You did that?
Yes.
Okay, you're hired.
Right? I'm like, I'm a nurse. Like, let's do this.
Let's do it. So
seeking
I love that.
With
so
pulse.
People can reach out and find you, right, Lori? And if they need help, or we know we all need help with our profiles and dating advice or dating coaching, you can help us. Plus, you're a matchmaker.
I would love to do that. Thank you.
That's amazing. Well, I'm so sorry that I disappeared for a little bit, but Gabby held the phone down for a while. That's awesome. I don't know why I had some technical difficulties, but I did. That seems to be my life these days, technical difficulties. But we're running out of time now. It goes so fast when we're having fun. Lori, we actually want to have you back. Please say you'll come back and see us.
Of course.
And we will be in touch with you because we need help with our profiles. But so thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you for always being here to support us. And we will be back again next week, same time, same place. And until then, let's keep it real. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, like and follow us on Instagram at 50 Shades of _bullshit and Facebook at 50 Shades of Bullshit. Thanks so much for listening, and we really hope to see you again next week.